Morning, everyone. John DeMattis, the sports judge. Welcome to my sports channel. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your morning to watch my sports videos. I really appreciate it. Words can't express how I feel right now after the horrifying scene in Monday Night Football's game. We continue to follow the story on Damar Hamlin, who suffered a cardiac arrest during the game on Monday Night Football. It's really, really hard to wrap your head around this. A lot of people this morning, like myself, is struggling with it because it's unprecedented. It's something that we've never really seen before. A lot of us have watched football for many years. You know, we've been watching football for a very long time, and you've never seen anything like this. Yes, injuries are commonplace in the National Football League. Injuries are going to happen. That's part of the game. You're going to see players being stretchered off the field. You're going to see players break bones, tear ligaments. That's going to happen. That's just part of the game of football. It's a very physical, violent, dangerous sport. And we've seen players tear their ACLs. We've seen traumatic events where players had to be placed in an ambulance and transported to a hospital. But we've never seen a player down on the field unresponsive for 9 minutes, needing CPR. When you talk about CPR and medical personnel and medical equipment being used out on the field to care for a player, that's a matter of life and death. That means that person is not breathing, and that's what those players witnessed last night. It was traumatic for a lot of those players. You saw the reaction on the sideline. You saw their facial expressions. A lot of them had a hard time dealing with that. Because it's human nature, right? It's the humane thing to do, to be concerned about someone's health. And those players, man, you can see the shock over their faces, the dismay, it was just a hunting scene. And I mean, it was chilling, it was jarring, and it was very frightening. When that incident happened, and I mean, it was a routine hit. I didn't see anything illegal about the hit. It wasn't a dirty play. It was just a ordinary tackle that you always see in the NFL, and that's what makes this scarier. That's what makes this more horrifying, because it was a routine hit. Just terrible news, for a guy that's now fighting for his life. And this is a reminder to cherish every moment. Life is fragile, and life is very uncertain. It's very unpredictable, and we have to realize that every day is not a giving right, but it's a gift. And life is so precious. And this was a reminder to all of us. This really put a perspective on life. Seeing this young man, a 24-year-old who suffered cardiac arrest, it's just really hard to process. And to see the young man collapse after making a tackle during the first quarter against the Bengals in Cincinnati, um, and to see him down the field like that, that's tough for all of us. That's tough for all of us. That's tough for me. That's really tough for those players. A lot of those players are gonna it messes with your psyche. Um, you know, these players are affected now. Their mental health, their well being is affected. And I think that's more important than getting back on the field. These guys have to be in the right state of mind before they even think about football. Football should be their least concerned right now. No one cares about the game of football right now. Everyone cares about the well being, the health, and the safety of this young man, as they should. That should be the primary focus. Who cares about football right now? Football will always be there. Football needs to be put on hold right now, and now is time to take a break from the game of football. And how can these guys even play in the aftermath of this? I don't know how they can. And we as fans, we need to elevate our level of appreciation for these guys who, put their bodies on the line, who take a risk for our entertainment. These guys are going out there, and putting their lives in harm's way to play a very violent game. And this is one of those moments where we saw something that we've never witnessed before. I just pray for the young man. I really do. Fortunately, his heartbeat was restored on the field, and he was then transferred to the UC Medical Center for further testing and treatment, where he currently is right now under their care. Hopefully he pulls through. I think that's what everyone is hoping for, him to pull through. I think that's what everyone cares about right now, is him fighting just to get a chance at life, the quality of life, to live out his life. He's a 24-year-old man, has a long life ahead of him. And yesterday you saw humanity transpire on that field. I mean, you saw the unity. Players came together on the field. And it's bigger than football. It's bigger than football. It's more than just a competition. We saw the camaraderie. We saw the brotherhood. And the coaches met on the sideline. They deliberated for a little bit. They talked things over. And I mean, you can see the level of compassion. You can see the empathy, and the coaches and the players, they understood the gravity of the situation. And moments later, the game had been postponed. Team officials announced, which was the correct call. The game should have been postponed. There was no way that those guys can even think about football for the rest of the night, or even reconsider taking the field after something that drastic and something that frightening occurred. But my thoughts and prayers are with Hamlin and his family. Of course, my prayers go up to him and his family in these challenging times. And you just have to be prayerful. You just have to hope for a positive outcome, and hope that he can continue to fight. Eventually life will go on, but football right now, is on pause. I hit the pause button. I'm not even thinking about football. I'm not even in a mood for sports today. It's just one of those days after seeing that last night. I mean, I've been, like I said, I've been watching football for so long, and I've never ever I don't ever remember witnessing anything quite like that. Like I said, injuries do happen in the game of football, but man, CPR had to be administered to that 24-year-old player, and you don't hear that too often. Not in football, but the players are conditioned to they're conditioned and well equipped to endure certain types of things like torn ligaments, torn ACLs, broken bones, fractures. But a man who stops breathing, I mean, I really don't know if you're ever prepared for a moment like that, in which you're not ever prepared for a moment like that. You have to take it as it comes, and it's in the moment. So again, my prayers are with Hamlin and his family at this time, and we're praying for you, brother. We really hope that you can overcome, and that you can live your life to the fullest, and recover from this. And you just gotta be positive, gotta have faith, and hope that he bounces back from this, and I'm a firm believer that he will. He'll be just fine. But football is not a concern. I don't care if this is a game of such magnitude. I don't care what implications this game had, or what the matchup looked like, because this was one of those games that it was a much anticipated matchup, that a game that we all looked forward to. I remember I posted about it earlier in the day, and I said how much I look forward to this matchup between the Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. None of that matters. All of that went out the window last night after we saw what happened out there last night, and that's scary. That's scary. And I know these players have that in the back of their minds, but they go out there to fulfill their dreams as football players. And that's what Hamlin was doing. He was fulfilling his dream. Unfortunately, that dream turned into a devastating nightmare for him. But hopefully in the end, it turns out to be a fairy tale story for him, one that he can tell for many years, and one that can be inspirational for a lot of people who has dealt with similar or issues like this one. I'll see you guys later. I want to remind everyone to please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Also hit the bell icon so you guys can get notifications whenever I'm live or whenever I publish a new video. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys take care. It's wet and rainy here in Southern California today. I'm under my patio, so I'm dry, but I am cold as hell. So I'm about to take my behind inside the house and warm up. I'll talk to you guys later. You guys take care.